So I'll just get to the point as quick as possible for the beginning here. I'll go a little more in depth after this initial introduction. But what I've done is I've created a platform and an idea for candidates to sit down and have a roundtable discussion openly for the public to see. And instead of slinging mud at each other, we just openly discuss the best ideas for the community, and the community gets to decide who they like the most and the best ideas from each candidate. And it's a way to connect the community much more to the candidates and maybe just change the way things are set up a little bit. So I'm running for sheriff, and I've reached out to the other sheriff's candidates and asked them to participate in this scenario of an open table discussion where we peacefully talk about solutions for the community. And they have all boldly had the courage to step forward and say, yes, I will do that. So I'm hoping that they all keep true to their word, and that we can sit down and openly, peacefully discuss solutions for the community, and just sit down and openly talk about the best ideas to help everyone. And that's all I'm really trying to do. Is I'm just trying to create a little bit of peace in this world, and that's how I think that I'm trying to go about it, is just create the best ideas to help the community and the people of the world in any way possible. So I'm just throwing out ideas and just trying to do all I can to make things a little bit better. And I don't know what else I can do. I can't legally win for sheriff. I'm just kind of doing it to make sure that I'm not a hypocrite and participate and don't do something that I wouldn't, expect anybody else to. So yeah, I appreciate everybody keeping up, and I'll break it down a little bit more after this, but I figured I'd just give a real quick introduction. I am asking the community for help to find a peaceful mediator that is not affiliated in any way, shape, or form, and also to have any problems that they have in the community to please let us know so we can try and openly discuss it. Whichever problems are the most talked about, most brought up, or most liked will be the ones that will be discussed. So I appreciate you all very much, and here's a little bit longer breakdown. So today is a very exciting day for me. Finally put into fruition a dream I've had for a really long time. I've been trying to create a little bit of peace and freedom in this world, and I've had the philosophy that the only way we can do that is to try and sit down from our opposing side in this world and try and create peace, and having to just accept their side a little bit in order for them to accept our side. And hopefully at the end of it all, we all have a little bit more freedom in this world and are a little more accepting of each other. And I've tried to get opposing sides of any perspective to sit down and peacefully discuss solutions for a long time now, for many years. And I've had this idea to get politicians to sit down and openly discuss solutions for the community, because I feel that our politicians, it doesn't matter where they're from or what they do, all over the world, all they do a lot of the time is spend time slinging mud and not giving ideas for the community. And that's what's pretty refreshing about this sheriff's race here locally, is that all the sheriff's candidates, or a lot of them, have some ideas for the community, and we have different perspectives. And so what I wanted to do is have everybody sit down and just peacefully discuss the best options and openly discuss ideas for the community, and maybe take ourselves out of it a little bit and just do what's best for the community. And I think that it's a different way of doing things, a different way of having campaigns, a different way of just thinking in general. But I think that it's something that's going to turn out really good for the community and for these races as a whole. And so if we can just figure out a way to peacefully sit down and discuss solutions for the community, I think that's going to be the most beneficial for everybody. And then people can see everybody's perspectives and their solutions and where they plan on going, and it gives the voters a much more informed point of view as well. And I'm trying to get the people out there to do a lot more voting and be more connected through our local communities, because I feel that our federal government is kind of out of control and a bit lost, and all we can really hope to do is get control locally and make our local communities the best we can. And so that's kind of my own personal quest on what I'm doing. I'm running for sheriff. I can't even win. I'm just putting myself out there kind of as a documentary, and as to try and get these ideas out here, and to just kind of not be a hypocrite too. And these ideas that I'm creating, I'm putting myself out there as well, which is really hard. And I commend all these other candidates for having the ability to do that. And so what I've done is at the last debate, I went through and I asked every candidate if they would be open to an open discussion of solutions. And they all agreed to a said scenario. And so this is very exciting to me. I reached out to where we're getting ready to have our next meet and greet. The Lake of the Ozarks Board of Realtors, they had a meet and greet, and every single candidate in every single county for every single position showed up. And so I figured at the end of the next one would be a great time for everybody to sit down again. But I didn't want to Shanghai the meeting, so I reached out to them and I said, hey, could I please try and set up an event for your building? I'll keep everything as public and open as possible. Would you guys just be interested in helping us use your building? And they said, well, come in and talk to me. And I went and I talked to them, and they said they'd be willing to do that. They just want to try and keep everything open and fair, which I understand. So I am looking for a mediator or moderator for this debate, if you will. It's not necessarily a debate, more of just a roundtable discussion, but we need to keep it peaceful. I have an idea for a forum and a setup to where we can do it and keep it peaceful. So that's basically what we're going to do. Like I said, all the other candidates said they would agree to this, and I appreciate their bravery for being able to stand up and help the community and be able to sit down with their opposing side and just work what's best for the community. And I think that's commendable for all of them. So this is my official outreach to everybody. They've given us a list of dates. I'm 23rd, 24th, 25th, 29th, and 30th. If I'm going off of memory, I wrote it down. I could have missed that off memory, but just go off what I wrote down. But I'm reaching out to the other candidates and seeing what day works best for you. I'm trying to make it fair to where everybody can show up. And so, yeah, from there, the way the forum's going to be set up is that we're going to have the moderator basically let us say questions. We're going to roll dice. Everybody gets a number, and we'll roll dice to see who goes first. If there's 6 people, then everybody has a number, and whatever die number you roll is that's who gets to go. And if you roll the same number twice, obviously they don't get to go twice. But everybody brings 2 to 4 questions to the table, or solutions to the table. And for any solutions that the community is having right now, or any solutions or any problems that the community is having, we bring solutions to the table. So whatever problems that we think are the most pressing, we just do what we can and say, these are our best ideas, and we're going to bring them and openly discuss them and see if they tread water and see what the other candidates feel, and let the community see what we think and feel and what our plans are, and decide from there. And where we just all openly discuss everybody's ideas. And so I've reached out to the community in some public posts, and I would like to try to do, the first question will be the whatever the community has the biggest problem with. So the most likes or the most repeated question will be the number 1 question we address, which will be from the community. And then from there, each candidate will be able to go, like I said, in random order, but we'll be able to provide a problem that we're facing right now in the community or with the office or in anything in general, and the solution that they have. And we'll have a minute to respond each. We'll have a timer going. The mediator will kind of keep track. If they go too long and you don't respect the time limit after you go, I get finishing your thought, but if you go into like 2 minutes or something like that, you're absolutely abusing your time. So the mediator has a chance to give strikes, and if you get 3 strikes, you're out of the debate. But before you're kicked out finally, the other candidates just put a quick vote and go, stay or go for sure. And then the other candidates can pick up their hand and choose to keep you there or vote you out. So you can actually stay. It's a way to keep it within the power, and that way the moderator doesn't get too much, and everybody kind of keeps something going on, but it also puts the power in the candidates' hands. And so the candidates themselves also get strikes to hand out. You can only get 2 strikes. That way you can't just give some candidate you don't like all 3 strikes and have them get out of the debate. But if you give a guy 2 strikes and another guy gives him 1 strike, then he's out. So there's different ways we can do this. We can adapt and overcome anything. So this is just a different way of trying things, and we're trying to figure out just a solution to better figure out how the voting process could be more beneficial and more in we the people's hands. That's ultimately kind of what I'm trying to get at. And so, yeah, from there, we just have an open debate, and we'll throw out an idea and we'll discuss it back and forth, and we'll try and keep it to around 10 to 15 minutes per idea, and just have a back and forth open discussion, and then we go on to the next one and the next one and the next one. And if that many people don't show up or whatever, we may go on to more ideas, but we should show up with at least 2 ideas, but maybe have 4 in case we get a chance to go through a lot. And every time we go through a cycle of people, we have a question from the community as well. So I'd like to have multiple questions or problems that the community has. And it keeps everything more connected. It keeps the community more connected. It keeps the candidates more about their solutions and their ways to help the community, instead of just, everything else it's always about. So I think it's a good way to connect the voters to the candidates, and it's a good way to ensure that we, the people, get the best outcome of the most beneficial ideas and solutions. And even if a candidate wins, but the people see that they like somebody else's solution, maybe that they can put that into effect, because that's what the people want. And ultimately, the people run the county and run our governments, and that's the way it should be, is we the people run it, not them. And I have a little different way of thinking. But we all do, and that's why I just want to get down and peacefully discuss this. So I'm reaching out to the community and asking for help and saying, what are your problems that you have that you would like addressed? If you know a mediator, please reach out. Maybe a mediator from a different county. I was thinking maybe a high school teacher from a couple counties over that is part of the debate club and is in charge of debates. If anybody knows them, tag them, and maybe we could get them here. Somebody that's just completely unaffiliated but maybe familiar with different forms of debate. This is a different method than I've really ever seen. Of course, I've never been in a debate club either, so I don't know how. But I'm trying to do it a little, not quite like a debate style, but more of an open forum where we just discuss solutions and keep so much of our personal stuff out of it, and maybe just try and raise each other up and raise the community up. And I don't want to get it ugly into mudslinging and stuff like that. So that's why I have it set up kind of the way it is. So it's just a new territory that we're getting ready to go into, and I can't tell the Lake of the Ozarks Board of Realtors how much I appreciate them for giving me the opportunity to do this, and for the other candidates to having the courage to step up and do this. So this is me officially reaching out to them and saying which day works best for you guys. We have this list of 5 days. Let's get together and figure out a day to do this and get with the community. I think we can really change the way the system works, and if we do something right here locally and show the rest of the world it can be done, that we right here locally can stand up and change things and do things different, then maybe the rest of the world will see it, and maybe we can put the power in people's hands. Fix some things a little bit, but that's just my personal philosophy. But either way, I appreciate everybody. Thanks for keeping up, and hope to see you guys soon.